welcome to Small Cap Power. We're joined by Rosy Mondin, CEO of World Class Extractions Inc. Rosy, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
So World Class Extraction, are you an infrastructure company or are you a concentrate company?
Well, we're in the cannabis extraction space, and so we do extraction and processing where we take the biomass, which is cannabis or hemp, and we pull the great ingredients out of it, which actually is the oil. And that oil is the base of what becomes a value-added product. So it's the base ingredient for every derivative product in cannabis. So it goes into your edibles, it's a product that is put into the vape pens, it goes into your gummy bears, the tinctures, topicals, just basically every other product outside of smoking your cannabis is based in oil. So that's what we focus on, is pulling the oil out, setting up facilities to do so, and then eventually getting into the actual value-added product making itself. But what's happened with us is that we've spent years actually developing not only our equipment, but the processes that it takes to pull this oil out of the plant. And it starts with extraction, but then there's also ancillary equipment that's needed. So what we've done is we've figured out all the best equipment that's needed to create that value-added product, to pull that nice oil out of the plant, figured out all the bottlenecks. So we've got all that development finished and finalized now. I mean, it's always ongoing because we want to stay at the forefront of all the innovation in this space, and we have an amazing team that does that. And now what we're actually doing is we're actively engaging and executing on our business, which is now actually setting up these production facilities to produce this oil, so extraction and processing facilities. And we've announced 3 so far, 2 in Canada, 1 in the States, and we continue to seek partners in order to create these extraction facilities around the world.
Yeah. So you're partnering with LPs to set up these processing centers?
Well, they're either, yes, I mean, they definitely need a license. So we're being very selective, of course, with who we work with. We've seen a lot of issues over the past couple of years in the cannabis space. And people or companies who you think are great partners at the time, for whatever reason, they get caught up in regulatory issues or they can't raise their financing that they thought to. So it's been an evolution in this space. But yeah, we're definitely looking at parties who are either very late stage applicants who are basically submitting their evidence package to become licensed with a standard processing license, because that's what's required, or an applicant that is already a licensed producer, a licensee that already has their license and wants to ramp up their extraction and processing, the manufacturing in their facility.
So you'll become sort of turnkey experts in setting up the back-end infrastructure for these LPs.
That's exactly it.
Is that what the future of the industry is? There'll be some specialists in brewing, some specialists in extraction.
We absolutely believe so, and I mean that's why I actually worked very hard on the regulatory side to make sure that we did have licensing classes, because at the end of the day, not everybody wants to be the grower. Just like if you're making wine, you don't necessarily grow your own grapes. You're the winemaker, but you can source your good grapes too, so that you can make that excellent product at the end. And ideally, I mean, this is where the industry is going to go. It's going to come down to brands and those value-added products at the end. Just like when you go to the liquor store, if you want to buy a nice bottle of wine, usually go to your same brand that you used to, because it gives you the consistency of product. Every time you open up that bottle, you know what you're going to get. And then sometimes you try different products too. The same is going to come about in the cannabis industry. It's going to evolve. I think we're about 10 years away from really seeing a full-fledged, properly operating industry with distribution and proper retail. So we've got a ways to go still, which is exciting because there's a lot of building to do.
Yeah. So the technology that's driving the infrastructure that you have, that you'll be letting out, is that proprietary or is it patent pending? What's the
so what we've done, we've actually do have processes. We've patented the process. So we've got 2 in play right now that the applications have been submitted. One is very late stage, and I expect to hear something back from the patent office very soon, our conditional approval. And another one was just submitted recently. So yeah, we're patent processing. Definitely, yeah.
So listed on the CACS pump, interesting
yes,
ticker symbol.
We are. We pump the oil.
What's your vision for 2020, and what would you like to say to your investors?
Well, our vision for 2020 is that we really can't wait to start making oil. I can't wait to see our machines pumping, to be quite honest with you. And we definitely anticipate being in revenue this year. We are going to be launching our facilities with our joint venture partners, our revenue share partners. So in 2020, I really expect to be making oil and see our machines going. So that's what we're really excited about, and that's what we're gearing up to do.
Excellent, Rosy. Thank you for your time and wish you all the best.
Thanks for having me.